Hi, welcome back to GP Reactions. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a great weekend. And as always, thanks for everybody who's subscribed. So I'm going to be reacting now to a Porcupine Tree track called Music for the Head. And this track actually originates from their very first album. And indeed, it is the very first track on their album on the Sunday of Life. And that was made in 1992. So Porcupine Tree, I think on this album consisted of Steve Wilson, John Marshall, Solomon St. Germain, and a fantastically named Master Timothy Masters. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I have heard a number of Porcupine Tree tracks, but from many years after this. So this is going to be interesting. So I'm kind of really curious as to how they started out. So yeah, without further ado, this is Porcupine Tree and Music for the Head. Japanese influences. Okay, I mean, that was the last thing I expected, but then every single Porcupine Tree track I've listened to so far they've all been different. It kind of felt like it was the beginning of a film, a movie. It had that kind of soundtrack feel about it. I think it was a flute. I'm never quite sure if there's different designs or makes of flute, but it kind of sounded like a flute drifting on a breeze all the kind of way through it. Those underlying kind of synth effects felt very bassy, and it kind of like layered, it helped kind of layer the track. So you had this kind of flute floating above this kind of bassy synth. It was very atmospheric. I just didn't expect it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, as anybody knows from kind of watching my channel, I've kind of listened to quite a few instrumentals, and this certainly wasn't unexpected. Every other track I've listened to have had a good deal of vocals, if not all vocals. But it just shows how versatile a group is to, for their very first track on the very first album, to make it like almost an instrumental introduction into their music. Yeah, it's really interesting. I've not got much else to add to that. I closed my eyes because I kind of, it felt very, it felt like I should be meditating to it. Had that Eastern feel to it, Chinese or Japanese, and I kind of felt very relaxed. And it was a really interesting track. I'm now kind of curious as to what the heck the rest of the album sounds like. So, holy smoke and jumping bananas! I'm gonna have to probably listen to the next track now, because there's something that tells me that this feeds into that next track. Yeah, I'll have to see. I'm gonna have to go back to that album and line the next track up. I don't want to leave too much of a gap between this track and the next track, just to so I can understand if there was a connection to it. It happens with a lot of Genesis tracks where they flow into each other. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Genuinely enjoyed this. Didn't expect it. Because I've been kind of feeling so ill just recently. Kind of, it was nice to kind of hear something that that I could just like close my eyes to. What else can I say? Guys, let me know what you think about this track. Let me know what you think about this album. And particularly, is the next track one that I should kind of be listening to as a feed-in track that this was? Perhaps, maybe. Yeah, please join me in the comments below and let me know. Until next time, take care of yourselves.